Pappy backpacking pro tip. It's a tongue twister. Sometimes I gotta practice it a few times before I start the video. I'm coming down the trail from a unique, great spot in the Red River Gorge called Raven's Rock. Got a park down here. It's $5 to park, which ain't a big deal because this is all on private land, but it runs right next to the Red River. It's a great trail. A little swampy, you can see, because of all the rain that we've had in eastern Kentucky, which I'll throw this in as a bonus pro tip. Be praying for the people of eastern Kentucky. So many people that are devastated by the floods, whole communities underwater, and so many of those hollers and in the towns like Hazard and Hyman and Whitesburg. Be praying for them. Here's your backpacking pro tip. At the top of Raven Rock, I met a couple, Bobby and Julie, and their dog, Dre. I just had a wonderful conversation with Bobby. Bobby owns a house and some property right here in the gorge, and he just knows this area, loves this area, and just a wonderful couple. Here's your backpacking pro tip. It is easy just to go on the trails and say hey and pass people by and just kind of stay to yourself, especially if you're an introvert. And that I get, because a lot of times I could be an introvert. But Bobby started the conversation, just had a lot to say. And, you know, for me, I could be the kind of person where I can seek to kind of move on because, you know, sometimes my introvert ways take over and I forget that people are important. But Bobby had a really good gift of gab and just talking about the gorge and just some of the history and some of his history with it and that sort of thing. And just a wonderful conversation. So the backpacking pro tip is, I may have said this before, but it can have so many implications and applications. Slow down, folks. If you're on the trail, especially on the trail, it's great to be nice to people and say hi and all that, and people do that a lot. It's pretty regular as I pass people there. You know, there's always the niceties with hikers, but sometimes just take the extra time to slow down and talk with folks and get to know a little bit more of their story and tell them a little bit of your story, especially those that have a little bit more of the gift of gab. It's easy to make that happen. Don't put those people off. Don't seek, even as an introvert or whatever, to kind of move on. Don't know whether I'll keep that in or not. If a bug falls on my hand, I'm going to freak out. It's another backpacking pro tip. There's bugs on the trail, and there's particularly spiders that cover the trail. Use your trekking pole or a stick to knock them down. Especially if you don't want to be freaked out by something that lands on your hand, which is probably just an innocent, harmless little spider. There's my pro tip. I don't know how much of this is going to get edited. I may just leave the whole thing just so you can see a little bit of Pappy shenanigans out here in the end of July 2020 on the Red River, in the Red River Gorge with Sapphire. Where you at, Sapphire? You know, as I go in circles, she's going in circles.